States, regionals, and nationals are right around the corner. Here are some tips on how to make the most of these experiences. Perfect your gymnastics in the gym, keep a positive attitude at practice, stay in contact with college coaches, post and share your routines on Instagram, say hello to any coaches you may see in the stands, stay calm, cool, and collected so that you can have your best competitions, and most importantly, have fun and enjoy competing. You've got this. We're cheering you on from Full Out Collegiate Recruiting.
The regular season is over. It was apparently nip and tuck at EMU. Another 10 for Hugh. Some older players this week. A first for the Wolverines. Dark horses are arising. The cha-cha slide for B music. And we will press to perfection. Let's go.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. K-Slice, J.E. Mac, let's go. I knew you were gonna come for me, but you better choose carefully, mark my words. So you want to change the lineups? You should know what that does to us. Are you ready for the podium? If you dare to do this, Grace Walker is coming at you like a dark horse. She's a beast. We call her Walker. She'll stick her bars like Jordan Weber. You might fall in love because she's a beamer. If you get the chance, you better see her. So you want to play with lineups? You know what that does to us. Are you ready for the perfect pod? Because there's no going back.
Welcome back to the College Salute Podcast, the only podcast with a gymnastics-inspired rap every week. The place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know the thin mince loving Kim, and I'm Jason, and we have come to the final week of the regular season. Kim was in the broadcast chair again at EMU. And oh, was it one to remember. I mean, who doesn't talk about Girl Scout cookies on a gymnastics broadcast? The Ohio State quad? Well, I appreciate the enthusiasm from Lexi Edwards, but not sure her partner was needed. I mean, rotation 1 was done and dusted. Yep, I certainly had to pay close attention to catch our alums that were competing at Ohio State because we didn't know who was competing when. Avery Neff? Not human. Anatomy sure wasn't what I used to calm my nerves. And Applegate, I wish everyone got a take 2. Tsuk first cause, we break it down again, and we have an actual Tsuk full. We also have a special guest joining us today on the podcast. Glad you are no longer in your broadcast closet, and don't worry, we won't be pinching you on today's show. We got a lot to get to, but first... Free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute podcast. Tell us what you love about the show or what you'd like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family. Help us continue to grow our podcast, which is the only regionally based podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout their college careers. So please show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. And I have a shout out really fast. One of my athletes, one of my level 10s, Maddie Augustine, who we had talked about earlier in a podcast about her being part of Full Out Recruiting now. Found out from her this week that her dad, John Augustine, listens to our show to learn more about college gymnastics. So thank you, John. I appreciate it that you come to us for your knowledge of college gymnastics. So
thanks.
Shout out to John Augustine, and good luck this weekend because I'm sure you'll be fine in the stands. I'm not too sure about your wife, as Maddie's mom is not very good at competition. She gets very nervous. So who knows? She may not even be there. So we talked about in the intro, we have a special guest, and I am surrounded by the faces and voices of the MAC conference today. Of course, we see and hear Kim every week, but joining us this week is the voice of Central Michigan Chippewas, Aleena Markowicz. And she will be on the call this week at CMU when they host the 2025 MAC Championships. We are going to talk all about her booth in the closet and all the behind the scenes from this past weekend with NIU versus CMU. Aleena, welcome to our podcast. glad that you're able to come on, and I hope you enjoy all our craziness and antics that we do on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And
Jason, you are so lucky to be surrounded by us today.
yes, Mac royalty here, right here. Let's see.
That's right.
Mac broadcast royalty. Please jump in whenever you have a comment or two, because we'd love to hear your thoughts on things. I know you had we threw this on you. You were graciously to come and accept, and didn't get to necessarily prepare as we did, but I know you'll be ready to talk about MAC championships next week, obviously. She will be on our show with us again next week. So let's jump into Fab 5. And the number one, I put this on immediately after I saw this. JC Vore vaulted.
She did.
For those of you who do not know or did not watch the whole little video spiel they did last year of JC, she had some mental blocks on vault after club and just could not get herself to vault. She used to do Yurchenko 1.5s. She did a Yurchenko full, but the fact that she just was out there vaulting, props to JC Vore, had to be number one on the Fab 5. That is so awesome.
It was quite the moment. Like, I saw her warming up vault, and I was kind of like, what's happening here? And then she went into that exhibition spot, and she vaulted, and I could not open the camera fast enough. The vault is completely blurred, but I got all the after stuff of the hugging and the crying and the excitedness. Oh, my God. I was so excited for JC Vore. Like, oh. Girl, yes.
No, it was one of those moments where you just kind of watch, you see her up there, and you're like, holy crap, JC is going to vault. And if you didn't know the whole backstory, it wouldn't have meant anything to you, but it's awesome. And so shout out JC, awesome. Not sure, I probably will not see you in the vault. That was one of those moments just to get out there. We know that, but because beam and bars and beam obviously are your things, but awesome job. That's just great. That's awesome. I mean, it just tugs at the heart for sure. Number 2, Helen Hugh. Perfect again. Number 2.
Helen Hugh is always perfect. Let's be real. She's always perfect. She's just finally getting the 10s to go with her perfection.
Her front aerial was so solid. Everything was she did have, actually, if we want to be really, really critical, she does have a small little thing when she comes out of her mountain steps down.
Stop it.
If we're gonna be critical,
we're not.
That was not gymnastics. None of that was gymnastics. The gymnastics was perfect.
Did you see her beam routine? Like, she just like floats through her beam routine. It's like slow and calm and just like effortless.
No, it is
effortless.
It is. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But yes, awesome to see. You can see that whole routine on our Instagram, so check that out if you did not see it. Yeah, awesome. Two perfect 10s. She came back. I feel she came back to get a 10, and now she's gotten 2. So all the power to you. Go out and get another one at SEC's. Kim's favorite time of the year. It's senior night time, which now is over. Now is over because we have no more senior nights. Actually, that's not true. We do have one more senior night. Jade Carey has a senior night because they're going against Fisk because they're not in. There's no Pac-12 championship. So Jade Carey and their seniors have another senior night because they're hosting Fisk. So I don't know.
Well, they already did senior night.
I know. I'm not really sure why they did that because I don't know. Anyway, but they technically have another senior night. But yes, more senior nights. You got to deal with EMU's senior night and
EMU senior night. Just stop. I just cannot. That was the most emotional day. I'm lucky I didn't cry. And then U of M senior night. Like, why are they seniors? Like, JC Vore went when, how, why? Did you become a senior? And there's just so many. I just cannot. Like, all these they used to be just all the little babies, and now they're seniors, and I just cannot.
Well, Aleena, you had to do the same thing because that was CMU's senior night as well, correct? That was their last home meet. So even though they are competing at home for Max, but that's their last home meet. So, I mean, you've seen a lot of them also be, freshmen and like Leah Kmichik and all of them come through that whole, situation just now that they're seniors. I'm sure you can't believe that either.
No, it went really fast. It always does.
Yeah, it's just to see them. I mean, they're freshmen or they're actually seniors or juniors in club, and then all of a sudden they're seniors in college, and you're like, well, where did it go?
Yeah, and last year it was like I had a couple who were my first kids in the gym as a coach, and then I watched them. Well, I got to announce them in their last meet, and that was emotional, and I cried on air. I was a kid.
Oh, I cry all the time.
She doesn't hide it.
Last year. This year was really like I cried during the videos. the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the senior videos.
The baby pictures, the little ones of the Leos. Oh.
Yeah, takes you back on memory lane, right? Crazy. The Grace 10, we are going to talk about her 10 a little bit later, but the whole Jordan and Grace interaction.
Oh my God. I love when Jordan just stops the world to watch and applaud and cheer for her Olympic teammates at meets. Like, who just stops the world and is like, we're just going to stop and watch, and I will go when I'm ready? Like, she did it last year too. Like, we're just stopping the world. I'm going to watch, and when I'm ready, then I'm going to go, and we're going to give her her 10 moment, and I'm not going until she's done. I love that. I love Jordan for that. Yes. Always. And then all the emotion with Grace and her 10 and all that, but she's coming back as a student coach. But Jordan Childs, you are that girl.
Yeah, I love how I don't know if it was their exit out into a commercial or when they came back, they showed like Utah in a huddle talking, and all of a sudden here comes Jordan walking up and just tapping Grace on the shoulder like, I'm Jordan Childs. I don't need to worry about your thing. I need to make sure Grace knows that I'm in support of her. And exactly. Grace turns around and they do a big hug. But meanwhile, people are talking in the huddle for Utah. I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, okay, well.
She's like, I'm going to come and give you your flowers, and we're going to watch you and celebrate you, and that's just what it's going to be.
Yep, and then I will do a dive roll and bounce on my back. It's fine.
Exactly.
Okay. Dang scooters.
Hey, riding scooters are hard. Did you not realize that?
Yes. No, it took me a while to get used to my first one. I did my first one in Kansas City at U.S. Championships, and that was crazy.
Hey, at least you didn't carry the pizza.
But now we're pros because that's what we use, on trips and stuff. So, and then our last Fab Five of the week is Nyla Arguino from Georgia. Her vault, first of all, gorgeous.
Yes.
Perfect. And a Tsuk full. But we're going to get to that a little later in the thing. We're going to get to it. We have a discussion. I'm done with the Tsuk full cause discussion. I'm going to tell you how to determine. You can screen record and then look at it, and you'll know exactly the difference. Nyla, Tsuk full. So awesome to see that. Great vault, and she also did well on floor. It's part of that video, and I think she went 9975 on that, so awesome job. But I just put this in here because she actually does a Tsuk full, and the commentators around the country call causes Tsuk fulls, but we're going to get into it. All right, our Region 5 University, of course, presented by Full Out Recruiting. So for this week, we have Ball State EMU. Kim was in the commentary booth. Kent State, Pitt, West Virginia, and Ohio State. I learned just absolutely nothing from some of that from a commentator, but that's fine. And then NIU versus CMU. Aleena was in the commentary closet, and we'll get some more to that.
The commentary closet.
It's not her fault that she's in a cave.
It's better than in the middle of the floor.
I 100%, Kim and I were talking that before we went on and started recording. I 100% agree. I thought that was the most ridiculous and craziest thing ever, why they put you right in the middle of the floor. I'm like, between vault and bars, and I was like.
Yeah, I begged them to get me out of the middle of the floor because I had to turn to see vault, and the amount of times I would have to call Kim after and be like, I missed it. I missed it again.
Whoops.
Because I had to turn. So, mostly I was turned and watching, but there are times where you have to click the button to tell them what to play back because that's another part of our job, right, Kim? So, and I don't know the button, so I have to look. I have to see the button. But it was like, bars.
You just do what I do and request it right on the broadcast. Right on the broadcast.
Please re-show that. We need to see that again.
That's a good idea, and I think I'll take that advice.
Yes, and we'll give it to it more also because I know she's going to talk about it, but we got to see Ashley this week on bars, so that was good.
We did. We got to see Ashley.
All right, so moving on to our vault group this week, our vault lineup. Caitlin Grimes, 9875. This vault has been, time after time after time all season long. So solid. Love her post reactions. She always gets in there, fists, pumps, hammers. This left Lexi Edwards speechless. Like she says, I'm speechless. I don't have anything to say. There you go. When you do a good job that you have no words from the commentators, you know you did your job. But 9875, great vault for her. Carly.
Yes. Did you see her vault?
Oh, I saw her vault.
She stuck that like it was
good.
nobody's business.
So good. But now here's my next beautiful comment from the commentators. It was such exciting. He goes, she started more forward than the others.
Well, that's
because it's a handspring front pike vault. So yes, she does start forward, not backwards like a Yurchenko.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were talking about run.
No, so she doesn't run backwards like the rest.
I was like, actually, if you think about it, it's a really good observation if he's talking about where she's starting.
Yes. When he said she starts more forward than the others, I almost lost it. I was like, you're kidding, right?
You can't be talking about that.
Handspring vault.
Seriously?
Yes, it's forward. That's why it's forward. It's a forward entry vault. Oh boy. Anyway, but 9875, a gorgeous handspring front pike. So good. Look forward to seeing that this weekend at Big Tens because that's come a long way. Bars, not so much this week. Anyway, Leah Kamichik, 985. Girl, control your landing. That's a 9925. Easy at MAC Championships. And if it's not, I will run to Central Michigan and complain.
I am so proud of Leah.
I'm just going to run.
So.
Yes.
I
am too.
I cried. Okay, I cried the first meet of the season on air, but I don't know if anybody can hear. It was Leah. It was just watching Leah. She's such a beautiful gymnast. Truly.
Yes, she is. She's I've enjoyed watching her through her entire career.
Yes.
I like that she's different than Keely, her sister, that they have, different, they're just different people, and it's cool. It's like Leah's not trying to be her sister, and she never wanted to be, and she never, she obviously did her own path, and it's just awesome to watch. And I felt bad for her ACL injury last year because I heard like the Yurchenko 1.5 was killing it before she got hurt, and it's sad that we can't see it again because it's so nice, but I've always liked watching Leah. She's a great athlete and she's beautiful to watch, especially on bars. But yeah, control that landing this weekend, girl. Control it. Get that 9-9, girl. Get that 9-9.
I want to circle back to you running to CMU. Now, are you going to split leap over the lake or are you going around?
Well, the lake would be easier if I could do that since I'm going to be in just outside of Wisconsin this weekend at state meet. Since we're up there by what's it called? I always forget it's where Six Flags is. Anyway, we're going to be up there, so I could jump over the lake. It's much easier. Okay, so you're going to split jump over the lake? Just split jump over the lake and just hop into the arena and say, hey, give her a 9-9. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just want to know what I need to be prepared for. Yeah. Yeah, not happening. Anyway, I can't split over a little puddle in the street, so not going to happen. Anyway, Kiara O'Shea, Yurchenko 1.5, 985. It wasn't her best vault, but I still think that was a little low for her. But back-to-back, question mark, meaning back-to-back MAC champion. Could it happen? Who knows? We'll see. No. It's Tsuki's time. Yes. Oh, that's right. No, we're not talking about that. Tsuki's winning Big Tens. Remember, we talked about this. Tsuki's winning Big Tens. I forgot. Yes. Tsuki is going to go to Big Tens and win Big Tens. We're not talking about Tsuki winning Max. It's Big Tens. She's going to win Big Tens. Aleena, don't mention Tsuki winning Max because then she will fall. Yes, you're just going to say this. No. Here's Tsuki Fister on vault.
I don't mention specifics. I just say that there will be. I don't say there will be vault.
Say here's Tsuki Fister from Ball State on vault, and that's all you do. And when she nails it and she gets a 9-9, then we can talk about it. But no, yeah.
But
she's winning Big Tens.
Kira O'Shea's vault.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's so good.
She's saving the best for last, not for last, for second to last or third to last. Because honestly, she's an incredible gymnast too. But watching her vault, I was like, let's go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
No, I have to give a shout out to her coach, Mike. Kira is one of the very first level 10s. I think they had a few, but the one that's done as well as Kira has from All Around Gymnastics here in Illinois. And he brought up Kira from very little. So all the props to Mike and Kira's, obviously their work. So I just to watch her and where I know she used to be to where she is now is just phenomenal. And I love, we're going to talk about her front on beam as well. She's just an awesome athlete, and she's doing the job. Now,
Yes.
Northern needs to clean up their form when it comes to bars a little bit because, and Kira does have some form issues on bars, but vault's gorgeous. And I'm, like I said, back-to-back maybe MAC champion this year. So, Kim,
Yes.
Lindsay Gerard came in hot. 9-8. We didn't even know she was vaulting, apparently. Talk about lineups.
We didn't. Well, she was vaulting, then she wasn't vaulting, then she was, and then she wasn't. Then she was running down the vault runway.
So when she was running, she was vaulting, and Kim's like, well, she must be vaulting. Very nice front pike half. Over-rotate a little bit. Again, another one that 9-8 seemed a little rough or tight for me, especially since we've seen 9-8, 7-5s on this vault in the SEC and other places. But it was a great vault, but I just thought it was funny that we're vaulting. No, we're not vaulting, and yes, now we're vaulting.
Well,
So
because let me tell you, Ball State likes to put multiple people in spots on their paper, and then they give us an update right before the meet. But then, after the touch warm-up, they may give us another update. Well, we didn't know who was going. Because she was on, she was not, then she was, and clearly she did.
Yes. No.
But we sit right by vault, so we can see that.
Yes, we see you and Brett all the time as, the camera usually sits right behind the vault at the end, and you can see you guys your eyes. Well, actually, your eyes are never on the vault. Your eyes are always on the computer screen.
Because his screen, I usually watch his screen sometimes because it's across from me and I don't like to look this way. But his screen today at this last meet sat too high. So I couldn't see over his screen to watch the vault. I had to watch this computer.
I just find it funny. You're right in front of vault, yet you're watching a screen where you could just watch the vault.
Because unless I stand up, which sometimes I do, I can't see the landing over his screen.
Right.
Sometimes it helps to jump on the table.
Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, I had to stand up earlier.
Now, will ESPN3 ever catch this on camera? Because I would like to see that.
I know that the people in the back, the multimedia marketing team at Central, bless them, because they literally, I don't know what they see if I jump on the table, but I do have to jump on the table from time to time to see over the ledge, because even though I have 2 booster seats, I have one for the chair, one for the floor. I have to climb up and perch and then look over. So it's been an interesting year, but I don't know what they see, but I know the camera's right there. So they're either getting a shot of probably my arm, like very close up, maybe my leg. I don't know. But I do know that I get some laughs from the back, and then, or like, okay, guys, ha, ha, ha. Like, I can hear it. But the show must go on, because for some reason, on a screen, camera angles, I have to see it in like live. That's just me, to be able to just figure out, I don't know, just keep up, or I don't know. It's not figure out what's going on, but just try to keep up. But sometimes I'm so far up that,
you got to dangle over.
Maybe in 2026, they can find you a happy medium, not on the floor where you're twisting your head in circles to try to see anything, and maybe not where you have to like climb onto things to see any gymnastics. So, maybe they can find that happy medium somehow.
Yeah. And when we were, it was, I don't remember what week it was, but when EMU came to us and I graduated from Eastern and I was perched, they were like, oh, there she is. There's our eagle, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah. That's funny.
Can't take the eagle out of the girl.
That's
apparently.
true. Yeah.
You can't.
Literally.
And that's funny because I went to CMU.
Yeah, it is
That's
funny that you guys
hilarious.
have switched. Yeah,
We have switched.
Switched
Yeah,
spots.
that's where I got my master's degree, is CMU.
Yes,
But we love the thing about like Mid-American Conference in general, like MAC, like it's everybody loves everybody. Like it's such a good family.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good family. Like Katie, oh my gosh, I was blessed to grow up and watch her do gymnastics like as a little one. And that was like one of my idols. And then now seeing her and everything, like, and being like, that was my teammate, like, and I'm just so proud of her, like, and how I'm just happy for her. She's built such a beautiful thing over there at Eastern in Ypsilanti,
And Jason, Jason, we were both coached by George also.
There you go. See,
George.
there's a
Oh
link.
yeah, that's right. Well, of course. And seeing him, okay, so I did cry again. I cried on air watching George react, and I don't know if I don't say it enough, but everybody, I do the playbacks, like, okay, you should play this back. But I'm like, get George, because his reactions are.
They're watching him is hilarious. We talked about him on a podcast a couple weeks ago. He's hilarious. He cracks me up.
And like nobody, exactly, and nobody's more, in my opinion, like he's just got a heart of gold, and like he truly. Like you can see it in his reactions. Not that like I'm sure we have great ones, all three of us, like to our kids. Like I get so excited, but there's nothing like watching George for some reason. You can just see his heart explode. They land and he's like, yeah.
Yep.
Like
maybe only topped by Kim's favorite human to look at, Chris Brooks. So that's probably the only one that may top George in the reaction category, because Chris gives some reaction.
He does. Yeah. Yeah. He puts the sleigh in the stick, stay, and sleigh.
Yes, he does. So
many a times.
All right. So if we had to wait for us to do a lineup, gymnastics would never finish. We would never finish a meet. So, just talk along as we go. 49.25 on vault for us this week. That's awesome. Over to bars, Tori Vetter. We come in on the bar routine. Actually, she does mount. We do see her mount. So beautiful Tkachev. It's up in the air like always. 9.875. I know that Lexi had lots to say about Vetter. Vetter's returning next year. We'll get to see her. She was a redshirt junior. Figured that probably would happen because she didn't get to compete one whole full year. So we're going to see Tori Vetter in Ohio at Ohio State again next year. But 9.875 on bars. Jersey 9.875, and her Pike Jaeger apparently is Aleena's favorite release in all of gymnastics.
I love watching her.
I do.
And on top of that, and I know you guys watched her.
Samantha Shannon, let's say.
Oh my God, stop.
You do say Jersey. We love the fact that you use the
and then I realize that some people I don't want to make anybody feel left out of that circle, but I also have gotten to know her on the sidelines, and is she not just the brightest little bean? I mean, she's a great person.
Yeah, no, she is. She's very intelligent. She's quick word. Like, what's the quick witty? Like very witty. Like she's good people. The last one in our lineup, or one of the last ones down the bottom, we have. I don't know who the person that they call. We're gonna get to it in a minute. I don't know who the heck that person is. I just know the one that we know from Cincinnati Gymnastics, but we'll get there in a minute. But I thought that 9.875 was a very nice bar routine. It was great for Jersey, good to see. I do have some comments about her beam music coming up in a little bit, even though she fell on her triple flight, which sucked. But Keely Kohler's bar routine was by far the best bar routine she has done all season long.
Yeah, Keely Kohler and her bar routine.
All season long. Slay.
And then some.
Yes.
Her form is so freaking just toe point and handstands and straight legs.
So good.
Put
that bar routine. Yeah, put that bar routine out there on Max on Saturday. That was awesome. 9.85 for her because, Mac things. Ashley Shemansky. First of all, she competed bars, Kim.
Oh, my God. I know. So, listen, after the meet, I walked by her. I was like, Ashley, you did bars today. She goes, I know. Because, I explained my whole bar thing to her last time they were there. She did bars today, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, 9.825. That's too low.
It is too low.
Yes, but anyway, the angle that they had her show the Ginger on that broadcast was awesome. I usually don't like that angle to watch bars because you can't really see because it's the right straight on from the low bar. I prefer if you're going to do it on the side, do it from the back on the high bar versus the low bar.
Where did they do it from?
They had it facing the low bar, so like back by low bar, but you could see her Ginger rise above the bar, and it looks so cool. So I loved it with her routine. Others I don't, but like that one, you just see how high and how big that Ginger is, and how her feet never come apart. They're always glued together.
I would like to take her Ginger Bale combination and put it next to like Avery Neff's Ginger Bale combination because I feel like they're equally the same.
Yes, I do agree. And it's just gorgeous, but beautiful. But yes, 9.825, a little low for Ashley on bars. And then we have a three-way tie for fifth in our lineup with three very good bar routines. this is my comment. I have absolutely no idea who the heck Gabrielle Johnson is. I didn't even know her name was Gabrielle until she was at CMU. I had no clue. We have never used that name.
Nope, Ellie Johnson.
Never knew it. I was like, when I heard that you said that, I think it was you. I don't know who was it that had. Maybe it was Aleena when you're in your first broadcast and you said Gabrielle Johnson. I'm like, who the heck is Gabrielle Johnson?
Well, I remember seeing it on a lineup sheet when I did photos somewhere else, like at her freshman year. I did photos somewhere, like Michigan State, and it said Gabrielle Johnson. I was like, who's that? And then she was going. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Ellie Johnson.
Yes, exactly. Like, not even like, you know how some people you go by another name, but like at the U.S. national rosters or at the All-Star meet back in Phoenix, she was on bars in the All-Star meet. Never even used it. Ellie is always her name. I did not know her name was Gabrielle.
And she was on bars this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just
she's always on bars.
Memory. Okay, so it does say Ellie Johnson on like multimedia stuff, but on the lineup sheet still says Gabrielle. But
interesting.
I did see that like connection, and I was like, oh, you know.
I did not when I first saw her name, never knew that. But talk about this routine. We talk about a routine that's best ever done. This is the best routine in college Ellie has ever done, and it was too low. This score, a 9.825. I mean, compared to Reed, who stuck her landing, I get that. Ellie hopped a little bit. I get it. It's not the same. But the routine itself in between what Reed did and what Ellie did on the bar, I think the separation's way too much. That routine was so good.
Actually,
her ray overshoot, gorgeous. Absolutely perfect. The best, like distance-wise from the bar, beautiful overshoot. Too low. 9.825 too low. I was not happy with that score at all. I thought that was gorgeous.
Her bar score? Are you talking about her bar score this week?
That's the only event she does. Yeah.
I thought it was actually lower than that.
No, it was 9.825. She got 9.825.
Was it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Huh. Reed's bar at 9.95 was gorgeous. It was a beautiful routine. She stuck the landing. I do love watching her do gymnastics.
Yeah, I was shocked by
the difference between. Yeah, the difference between, I know she hopped, so I know it wasn't like 9.95. That's fine. But it was not a 0.125 different than Reed's bar routine. Interior. And you can't take 0.125 on that small little scooch. Well, maybe in the MAC you can because, they do. But I was just, when I saw that score come up, I'm like, wow, no, that routine was the best routine I think she has done in college. And she scored better than 9.825s before. So
I agree.
But anyway, Aaliyah Kelly.
Yeah.
She's doing all around.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's sensational. That stuck full out. Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love Aaliyah Kelly. Her Ginger's beautiful. I
couldn't say enough about her this week.
Yeah, I love her routine. Awesome, but that stuck full out. Great. And then Grace Walker. I've already talked about Grace about 100 times this year already. She is just killing it.
She's a dark horse.
Yeah, she's a dark horse. We've already talked about it in the wrap. Kim did a very good job of letting us all know that. She is killing it on bars and beam, and I just love it. It's awesome, and her Pike Jaeger is gorgeous. Just like your favorite Pike Jaeger from Jersey, her Pike Jaeger is gorgeous. It's 9.825. It was a good routine. I think she did hop on her land. Her double layout's gorgeous too, but it is what it is. It is 9.825. It is what it is. 49.25, but beautiful bars. I enjoyed watching our bars this week from our alums and the meets that I watched, and so that was awesome to see. 49.25. But Ellie Johnson, you were robbed, big time. Vetter 9.9, 0 wobbles, 0.
Well, that's because she's Tori Vetter on beam.
0 wobbles.
I mean,
she I don't know, I can't remember her dismount landing, if it was like where the 9.9 came from, but I think it probably was that. I don't remember, but I just remember watching this routine going 0 wobbles. It was gorgeous. 0, nothing. 0. No little scooty thing, no little, Helen Hugh, turn your hip out on a step down. None of that.
He's saying it.
Hey now. Hey.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Do not take the queen's name in vain. Helen Hughes.
Kiera O'Shea, you were nice. Kiera O'Shea, you were only outdone by one front on this week, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. 9.85. That front on was gorgeous. It was beautiful. That routine was good. I mean, I watched this. I saw this at the Northern home meet, and she did make it, but she was like a little off and had to take a step forward, so it wasn't as solid. But again, I love the front-ons. I love the athletes that do something onto the beam that are consistent. Obviously, don't do it if you can't make it. But
Exactly.
Yes, but 985 for that. Grace Sumner, I have a question that has nothing to do with her balance beam routine, and you may be able to answer this. It was a beautiful 9.8. She did have a small little wobble on her aerial back handspring, but what was up with the knee? Do you know?
No idea.
Because they did some huge, they sat there like they were looking at her knee, but then she walks off with absolutely no limp or anything else.
Well,
so I didn't know what did she do something? Because I didn't see it.
No clue. Don't have a clue. I just was watching the routine, and then I looked up and... I looked at the screen because I was actually watching that routine because they are gracious enough to stand on the other side of the beam for us at the Ball State team. So I looked up on the screen and she's getting her knee looked at, and then I'm like, well, did she fall? Like, what was her score? She went 9.8. I'm like, I don't know. The trainer was busy though, but I have no idea. And maybe she landed with a stiff leg or something. I have no clue. And
I was confused, and then it was like she walked off, and that was done. It was over.
Yeah.
But they were last. They were last on beam, so obviously they were done. So they didn't like she was going to bars, again or whatever. But
yeah.
So hopefully she's all right. But it was just weird. They showed it, and she walks off, and then it was over, done.
Yeah, I don't know. And beam was last, so we were too much enthralled with what was happening before beam. So.
Well, yeah. So, Ella Chamati, 9.8. Why?
Yeah, because the only thing was the hop on the landing, but that's it.
Yeah,
and it was just a bebop. Wasn't even a hop.
Yes, we are going to talk about that. We have a new phrase now from Eastern.
We do.
Yes, the bebop.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the 9.8. It was a good routine. It wasn't her absolute solid 9.925 ability, but I was like, that's a pretty good routine. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And then Ashley Szymanski and Gabby Riley. 9.775s for balance beam, but I couldn't tell you a single thing that they did because the cookies discussion had me thrown for a loop. Girl Scout cookies. I was trying to figure out.
First of all, I don't know what Gabby Riley did because she doesn't even go here to see EMU. So I don't know what she was doing.
Well, that's true because she goes to Kent State. That meet also confused me because we're talking about all kinds of stuff that I've never heard of in my life from the commentator. Gabby Riley did do balance beam.
She did. I know.
Right.
I wrote this out.
She did do balance beam, and she did very well in 9.775. I apparently cannot remember it because again, commentator things, but I do not remember Ashley's routine at all because I know that was during the cookies talk, and I don't know.
Ashley Szymanski had a great beam routine. Okay. Let's just say it. She did. She probably bebopped on her landing.
I'm sure she smiled at every judge, and she
winked, and she had some sass, and I talked all about how she takes her eyes off the beam. She looks around because she does. She does some winking. She does some chirpy birding, and then she dismounts. But yes, I wanted Girl Scout cookies because let me tell you, it was Girl Scout night, and they had a gaggle of Girl Scouts. And right before beam, they put on the screen up there. Do the QR code to win some free Girl Scout cookies, and I was QR coding before she went, and I still didn't get any of these damn Girl Scout cookies. Nobody brought them to me. Nobody had them in the stands. Those Girl Scouts could have been at the front door selling cookies. I was ready to Venmo. They take Apple Pay.
Just a lack of respect.
Those thin mints.
I didn't get a picture with Swoop, and I didn't get any Girl Scout cookies.
Those thin mints. I do agree, though, Brent.
Nobody listens to me on the broadcast, clearly. It's fine.
Well, Brent, if you're listening, I do agree Samoas are the best Girl Scout cookies there are. Thin mints are disgusting.
You both are confused.
But have you tried the s'mores?
I do like the s'mores. I don't really like s'mores. I have tried them, but...
You don't like s'mores?
I don't like s'mores.
Like in general?
Not really. I don't like marshmallows. I'll eat graham crackers with chocolate. That's fine. But I don't like marshmallows.
You don't like marshmallows?
Are you sure?
I've eaten them before. No, I'll eat them, but I really don't like marshmallows.
I'm like, I swear to God, did we not make s'mores in your fire pit once?
Well, we have, but I'm not going to
You're not gonna
roast
eat them?
I'm not going to roast a piece of chocolate. I'm going to roast a marshmallow. God, melt the chocolate. Now, how am I supposed to eat it? Anyway, Gabby Riley, I apologize because when I said your name, I realized in my head that I'm not sure why I'm saying this because they have nothing. You're not even in this meet that I'm thinking you're in this meet. But yes, I do know you did balance beam. But again, 9775.
Do you know you did balance beam?
I'll make sure I pay a little more attention at MAC Championships this weekend to your balance beam routine. 49125 for balance beam. Over to floor, Sid Washington. Yes, OHIO. Yes, I said it. OHIO. That routine was awesome. Gorgeous.
Mark that down, people. Mark that down.
9925. Start off the rotation for Sid. Last meet of her, Ohio State career in the arena. Awesome. I loved watching it. It was great, and she was excited at the end. Another one of great reactions and high fives, everybody, and all that stuff. But I still love that OHIOX section right before her last pass.
I can't believe she's a senior either. Oh, stop it.
Yep. Emerson Smith, 9'9". Her run is so quick. Like literally, she goes from the corner to the full in, and it's done within a blink.
And she just does it out of a round off too.
It's always impressive, very impressive. And she runs so fast into her layout, Rudy. It's done. I'm like, holy crap! You're so fast. Anyway, but it was great to see her. I mean, I've seen the videos. Obviously, we posted it the other day on our Instagram, but to watch her compete, and I made sure I was paying attention because you never knew when they were competing because only Ohio State you knew who was competing, and so I'm watching West Virginia, and I'm like, okay, not Emerson, and then there's Emerson. Watch Emerson. So
we forgot about
round of full, and she is just so fast. She's so.
You could have pulled the lineup. You could have pulled the result lineup up and followed along.
That would make me have to do more work than I need to. So no, I'm doing that.
That's true.
But 9-9 for that. Caitlin Grimes, 9875. Yeah, dang double pike. Dang double pikes.
Dang double pikes.
Those double pikes.
Dang.
Big problem, big hop. Very nice routine. Another one that she really knows how to perform. She really is, taking advantage of her senior year, but Caitlin Grimes is also returning next year. So
as she should.
Right. We'll get to see Caitlin. And I wish she would do bars because she used to have a very nice bar routine as well, but she has shoulder issues and, she would like to be old with regular shoulders, not replacement shoulders. So
overrated.
I get it. Alyssa Guns. I don't know why this is less than even Caitlin Grimes because does Alyssa get 9.825s? Apparently she does. Her tumbling was good. I mean, her landings weren't as solid as she, usually does, but I didn't think it was a 9.85 routine. She's always 9.9. I think it's the lowest floor score she's had.
It's fine. She's just saving it for Max. It's fine.
Max. Yes.
I keep saying that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was.
I mean, why do we have a meet before Max anyways? I mean, this was just let's get all of our wiggles and biggles out.
Exactly.
And our bebops and our hops.
Awesome routine as usual. Yeah, but awesome routine as usual. Great to see, and it's sad that again her career is coming to an end too, which sucks because we love her and watching her. And then Ava Wellmeyer, 9825. Okay, here, Aleena, we're going to talk. She does a very nice double pike. I do agree with you. She probably could do a very good double layout because Ava could almost do anything. I think she puts her mind to. But she has a beautiful full twisting double back we have not seen yet. She has competed a full in since I think her freshman year of high school.
I heard.
And we have not seen it yet. And it's driving me nuts.
I can tell that
because it's so easy. Right. Either she has something going on that just they need her for vault and they need her for floor and they can't take her out, but she has a gorgeous full in, and I'm hoping that we see it next year because or maybe double layout. I do agree. She probably can do a double layout.
She probably can.
She could probably do a double layout. I'm like, well, she could do a full in. She's not doing it.
Right, and I'm not even interested in seeing double layouts as much anymore because of the controversies with them and whatever, but it would be nice to see her do just something. I could just tell there's something more in that tumbling.
No, her double pike's too easy for her. It's just too easy.
Exactly, but I think that's the problem with some of these people, not people, but some of these events. Gosh, what were we talking about, Kim? Sophia Diaz on vault. She does a year. She does a 1.5, and I said I'm pretty sure when she was younger, I and I could be totally wrong on this, but I think she has a double. And like, you can really just tell that there's like a little bit of extra juice, you know?
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous Yurchenko 1.5. So
yeah, I think
Things
in
like
Michigan
that,
they're just trying to get their freshmen to actually hit routines and do well. I think that they're trying to make it as easy as possible, because I think she does more on floor too. We talked about, I think, Sophia last week on floor, and I'm like, I know there's more that she can do, because that tumbling is not Sophia Diaz, but you got to do what you got to do. But no,
Right.
it's just annoying. It's not annoying. I can understand it. It's a long season. She's a freshman, but the thing is, she's been doing full ins since, at least her sophomore year.
Well,
I know
like,
that for a fact.
That's like Madison
But-
Gustitis.
Oh, well, we know why Madison is. Maybe
Well, yeah,
that's why I
we
said
know, but I'm
maybe
just
Ava,
saying.
right. Maybe Ava's having issues. Madison's having shin issues. Maybe Ava's having something that they just need to make sure she can vault and tumble every single week. And they're
Right.
keeping it easy, because that double pike, she could probably, just wake up in the morning, put some wrist supports on and do a double pike. So,
Exactly.
it's easy for her. So, but yeah, I just thought I would put that out there. I do agree. She probably could have a beautiful double layout, but she has a gorgeous full in.
she does.
So,
Yeah. I
someday-
can see it.
someday.
I can for sure see it. And she's a beautiful gymnast too. Like I said, like it's just
Yeah.
been a joy, like watching the.
I mean, you just have to Google her name, and I'm sure a full in will come up from.
It just pops right up. Yep.
It's right
Pops
there.
right up. 49,375 on floor for a grand total of 197, and that slides into our NQS, dropping a 196 something or other. So week 11, NQS 197.21. We have dropped to 10th, tied with Georgia.
But we're still in the top 10.
We are. We will be seated, so long as we don't drop out anymore, after MAC and Big Tens, but that's a lot of scores to use, so we should be good. Hopefully we'll be good. And
After the Big
we'll
Mac
stay.
championships?
The Big Mac championships, so that Suki Pfister is going to win.
Saving
Big
the
Mac
best for last.
Big championship,
Yeah.
exactly.
Almost last.
So 197.21, tied for 10th with Georgia after week 11. Okay, let's move on. Some social salutes. Kim and Gwen at EMU. That was hysterical. I enjoyed that one. It took me. I didn't know about it until after you had mentioned it, because I could never see it. It never came up. Like usually those come up quicker. It didn't, and so I had to go off the one you sent me, and then.
Oh,
yes.
weird. Yeah, well, she does that TikTok with Gwen. Does that TikTok with like all the teammates or some teammates, before the meets, and I commented on something social media, and I was like, Gwen, I want to do a TikTok. Let's do that TikTok. And she's like, we will. So she like literally made sure I didn't leave. She's like, don't leave. I'm like, I'm not. We have to do a TikTok. She goes, okay, I'll be right back. She had to go sign some autographs, and Katie was laughing because she's like, yeah, she told you, don't leave. I'm like, I'm not. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to TikTok.
Kim's
You
not
killed
going
it.
anywhere. Don't worry. Yeah, it
Dude,
was
I
good.
love a good TikTok.
That was good.
You did great.
Thank you. Hey, Aleena, can you tell me why the girls wear those little straps under their knees, please?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Jason, when I couldn't take any more, was this 2 nights ago? I think it was Sunday night. No, it was Monday night.
Monday. This was Monday.
I could not take any more. Somebody in one of the groups that I think maybe Jason you're in, but Kim and I are definitely in. Somebody had asked what the rubber bands under their knees were. So I screenshotted it and I sent it to Kim. I said, just when I thought I could not take any more, I opened my Facebook and this is the first thing I see. It's like I'm being tested. And Kim and I decided it could be a few things. I said, since they're going to call it a rubber band, maybe we comment under there and just throw them for a loop and say something like, it's a leg hair tie.
Like hair tie.
And I had gone with, it's like a kneecap sweatband for your sweaty knees.
Yes.
Nice.
Because nobody
or
likes to say-
there was another good one.
It was the bra.
Oh, the knee bra
It was
for
the
your
bra.
saggy knees.
Oh my God. Knee bra for saggy knees. Lovely.
Yeah,
But I love
it's
how we were so concerned about it.
a good knee hug.
Ooh.
It's
knee hug.
It was mental. It was for moral support. It helps
The
with
emotional support wrap on the knee. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Research has shown that a good knee hug actually is all you need. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We could market this.
Yeah.
We could make billions.
a knee hug
A knee hug right there around the knee.
there. Yeah. A lot of support.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful, really. It's poetic if you think about it.
It is. Are your knees feeling sad? Here's a knee hug. It's the K-Mac knee hug.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Well, if you're feeling sad walking into Chrysler Center, you'll no longer be sad once you hear the music of Nicole DJ Mint, the DJ of gymnastics, I call her, at Michigan. I love all her posts. She's love awesome. The fact that every time she's DJing, she has the behind the scenes, like of warm ups or just the things that she does. I mean, it's just awesome. She posts them all the time, and apparently she's being upgraded at Michigan.
She has a fancy new little booth. So in years past, she's been like up in that little student section above the tunnel, but that she's been on the floor in the corner-ish. But now she has this nice white, new fancy little DJ booth. It's very cool. I put it might not still be on there, but it was on our
story.
On our story, yeah. And oh my god, because she follows, we follow everyone. Yes. But yeah, I love her new little DJ booth, and she is like, she keeps it hype in Chrysler Arena and various other places around Ann Arbor and Detroit, but keeps it hype.
So we have DJ Nicole in the house this weekend. We will have Olivia Karras in the house this weekend, and you will have Corey in the house this weekend. There's just too much going on in that place this weekend, for sure.
The level of hypeness that's going to happen at Chrysler is people out there are not ready for it.
No, that's way too much. I have to go to Inside...
Especially that last session. What?
Oh, I know. I have to go on Inside Gymnastics because apparently Corey and Liv are doing some type of behind the scenes thing today about, the Big Tens or something. I don't know. I got to check that out. But Nicole, we love you. Obviously, I met her last year at regionals. It's fantastic. It's so cool that, Michigan has their own DJ for gymnastics. It's just so fun. It's so fun. Love it.
Yeah. Last but not least here is Kirsten Johnson's mom. Back in the COVID, we had like the parents do the kids' floor routines for fun, like I know I did. So Kirsten Johnson, her mom does her floor routine on the social medias, and she's pretty good.
Does she do all the tumbling too?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to tumbling, so I couldn't tell you. But she pretty fire. Mom got some moves.
Good.
Just saying.
She can choreograph their teens.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll have some good social salutes, more social salutes from Championship Weekend next week, so stay tuned for that. Behind the scenes, we have a few behind the scenes things, and I have lots to ask. EMU needs more publicity. Why is it that the stands are not packed in that place? People need to go watch gymnastics. They just need to. The fact that you have, Northern has gotten bigger. I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's a lot more fans. Eastern, why? Go watch gymnastics. They've got to find an angle like Utah does. They've got to find something. I know that this is the Girl Scouts and there may have been a lot of them or whatever like that. There's so much good gymnastics and stuff to watch. It just drives me nuts to watch when you come on telecast and there's like no one in the stands. It may be more populated when you're there live than worse it looks like on TV. But I don't know. It's just, I just feel bad because there's good gymnastics to watch.
Yes.
Just watch.
Well, like on Friday, especially behind us, there weren't a ton of people because usually that's like the opposing people. And when it was Western and Wilberforce, there was a crap ton because all those kids.
Yeah. And it was loud.
God, it was amazing. But like the parents sit on the other side and that section's pretty big, but like, yeah, there definitely there could be more. They could pack that place. Yes. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe they need to go offer free Girl Scout cookies next time or something.
That could work.
They need to call Jordan Weaver and find out.
I was just going to say, hey, call your former teammate who was like a baby. I don't even know if was she even there yet. I think she was.
Me?
But anyway.
I thought it was about.
No.
Jordan.
Jordan at Twistars when Katie was there. Well, it wasn't Twistars.
Oh, she was there when I was there.
So. Okay.
She was just the little one. And then all of a sudden we were like, what is this little one? You know what I mean? She's amazing. Right. And then she just started, kicking all of our butts. So that was fun.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wish there was more people.
Well, she should call Jordan and find out how. I mean, Jordan went to all the sororities and fraternities and all that.
Right.
I'm not so sure Eastern has houses. Maybe they might. They should. I don't know.
They do. There's a couple. There's a couple.
Are there? Okay. Well, Katie and the other, like Lauren, and even Sophia Rios, like she's fresh out of the college. Let's like go bribe these people.
Yes, do something.
Get out in the community, in the public.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So nip and tuck is used on the EMU broadcasts occasionally, more than probably it should be. But I'm not 100% sure where and I know Kim says this too, what angle he's nipping or tucking. I don't really know where we're going with that. Is it we just need to push it under the rug, nip and tuck it after a bad performance? But he says it and I'm like, I don't get it.
That's why
I think nip and tuck is not, when my thought of nip and tuck is not, has anything to do with gymnastics, I think of the TV show, the nip and tuck. So I got to know how that comes to be. But again, I don't think we're going to answer that question because obviously we're not the one that says it, but I just wanted to put it out there.
Brent does listen to the podcast, so maybe he can email
and tell you and
tell me, because I don't get it either, and that's why I'm always like, absolutely.
So we need to nip.
When in doubt, just say absolutely.
Yeah, when in doubt, don't nip and tuck it out. Okay, so moving forward, apparently we now bop landing.
We do, because it's not quite a hop, it's not quite a step, it's a little like
it's a bop.
It's a little boop, a little bop.
Exactly. Ellie Johnson's landing that apparently is 0.125. Yeah, so let's move on. We'll move on from that. So I thought that was nice, a bop landing.
Yep.
You're coughing the intro.
Oh my God! Did you hear it?
Yes.
So listen, I was like, he's doing the intro part, and he stopped talking, and I was going for the button, but I could not hold it anymore. And you can freaking hear it, and I was like, oh, please don't. And I even I'm like, ugh, I didn't make it to the cough button. I didn't make it.
You guys we've already talked a little bit about this, but you guys were left on an island this week with these lineup changes, these exhibitions, so many of them. Obviously, it was very distracting to watch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Distracting because
I apologize. Next time I'll make sure to talk to everybody personally.
Yes, everyone's name. So Jason, I know you're listening. Please understand.
Jason,
no, but it wasn't your fault. Yeah, it wasn't your fault. I mean, it's just distracting when they don't make the changes. And I get yours. Like we talked about this, Kim and I. We get yours. You're up there in that some closet room. But Kim's right there, right there.
Well, okay, so listen.
You could jump onto her. That's so easy.
You can. But listen, Ball State. It was only Ball State with the vault and the beam, because vault. Okay, we knew going into it could be anybody, because they have 3 people at first, and then they have 3 here, and then they throw in and out. Okay, they give us the lineup changes, but like the Lindsay Gerard, she's vaulting, she's not vaulting, she's vaulting. That was literally a last minute decision. They had 27 people were in the touch warm up. That was so last minute. Well, then beam, they had to replace Zoe Middleton, and we had no idea who they were replacing Zoe Middleton with, because
true.
They moved Delaney, so Delaney wasn't in the lineup, then she was, and then Jordana was, and there just wasn't time.
All right. Well, it was just one of those things where it's we need. I mean, if you guys need to know who you're talking about, and you look stupid if you don't. And
I knew who I was talking about.
I know you do. I know you do. But sometimes it's very quick, or sometimes you're like, okay, wait. Oh wait, she's vaulting. I know who that is. That's Lindsay Gerard, or whatever. That's not whoever whatever it is. So, I know.
Sometimes I catch it before it happens, and I can tell them if I can see even just a head of hair, and I know that it's different, I can be like, wait a minute, that's not, or if I can it would be nice. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to it's never going to be perfect, and everybody's human, but it is kind of tough. But I think at the last one, I think at NIU CMU on Friday, I mean, there were a few lineup changes that were surprises, but the only things I really messed up live was the exhibitions that were thrown in. But other than that, just do your best. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
it's rough sometimes.
Just one of my things.
Jason, we're sorry that you were easily distracted.
Yeah, well.
We were just rolling dice on balance beam, though, and just like whoever went.
Exactly.
Good thing we know who they are.
Girl Scout cookies.
For the most part.
I was glad to see Gwen back in the lineup, but Kim, you don't need to talk about jumping over the low bar in every broadcast.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, we don't. Moving forward, Lindsay's double back in their end of routine. I need the level 9 and 10 gymnasts out there, especially here in Region 5, to take note of how you save a landing without falling. Get your foot back there. Keep your body up on your feet. Please learn, because that was a very, very quick decision. And it was, yes, it was a 9-7. I think she got on floor. It wasn't a great score, but she knew how to not fall down and get a 9-2, or 9-3, or even out of bounds, because I think that would have gone out of bounds had she not gotten that foot back in there. So I wanted to put that out there. Ava Molina's 2.5. Very nice fire. Gorgeous 2.5. Beautiful. We talked about Kiera O'Shea's front tuck, and I hope everyone is flipping into the postseason as solid as EMU's Caton Childress front tuck on beam.
Yes.
That was gorgeous.
That front tuck has gotten so freaking good. Ridiculous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully it looks like that at max too. Caitlin Hohashi is back. Carissa Martinez. Yes, Carissa Martinez. I just need you to do the split, girl. Just do the split. That 1.5 front half, switch sleep down to a split. Then you'll be Caitlin Hohashi. That was gorgeous. Beautiful. Zoe Milliton. I actually texted Kim because obviously I saw the broadcast after and didn't hear any information, and I was like, please tell me she did not tear her Achilles because Zoe's awesome, and it's sad right before she can't
let me tell you, I just got done talking about she's the MAC champion and this is going to be a treat, and then all of a sudden double back first pass, and then they replayed it for me because, I had to see what happened. Of course, I wanted to get all up in there. But yeah.
That's sad. And then right before MAC championships, she can't get back this year. It's just sad that that's how Zoe's career will end. Because she's a fifth year, isn't she anyway? Wasn't she a fifth year?
No,
or is she a senior this year?
She's a senior.
Well, I don't know if she has a fifth year, because I think she's competed all 4 years. So
I think so.
We'll see. But it's just so sad. I love watching Zoe. So, Kim, we know that multitasking is your thing. However, sometimes it doesn't go right.
No. So listen, I was multitasking to with the best of them, cleaning up the Coke that I spilled all over my computer. So I don't know if I had this can. It was way over there because I have multiple beverages, as I do now. Sprawled out next to me, and I don't know what hit the Coke can. I don't even feel like anything hit the Coke can. I don't even know. And it all over the computer, this part of the computer, this part, and I am sopping it up. Good thing I had my Eastern Michigan Thunder towel, that you twist over your head, because I'm just sopping it up. I'm watching Beam, sopping the computer, putting the computer over here, cleaning the table off so it's not sticky, but still watching whatever I was watching. Brent was like, I saw you cleaning something up. I'm like, yeah, I spilled Coke all over the computer. Good thing my keyboard has a keyboard protector, or there's some stickiness. Ava Molina's mom was like, yeah, I saw you sopping something up. I'm like, yeah, I spilled Coke all over the computer. I like to have my computer open with the Verdius on it because the other one updates weird. So yeah, I was multitasking, talking, watching, and trying not to wreck the very expensive computer.
Got to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
I had to stay hydrated. It was quite the time.
Kim and her multitasking. Was the case of the kidney stone solved?
Oh my God, I almost broadcasted by myself. Brent, I hope you're okay. Did the kidney stone pass? Do you still have it? He
did a broadcast with a kidney stone.
Yes.
Well, Simone does gymnastics with kidney stones, so you know.
Simone Biles and the Pearl of Doha, because oh my God, there are parts that you can hear him he's halfway through what he's saying and he pauses, and I'm like, are you okay? At one point he's like, you might have to do this by yourself. I was like, I got you. He went through an entire broadcast with oh my God, being poked with a red hot poker in the back. I was like,
oh,
for
God.
you. I know. So I hope he's fine. I hope the situation has been,
Yes,
making
I
sense.
hope it's been nipped and tucked. So hopefully it's
Exactly.
good. Yes. Katie vertical jumping in heels. I have absolutely no idea how the hell she does that. And she gets off that floor. She's crazy. Love it. Well, another sad moment that we come to find out about in the broadcast is, obviously Gianna Antonio has been doing exhibition all year, and I, anticipated senior night another, Gianna floor routine, and come to find out she has re-injured herself, and I know
She
that
tore her ACL on Wednesday. The meet was on Friday, and we saw her limp, scooting around with the crutches and everything, and I just couldn't. We were so bummed because we love her, as everybody knows, we love her. But her mom, oh my God, two things. Her and her mom are twins. Absolute twins. And so when her mom came up to me after the meet, I knew exactly whose mom this was because twins. And she just had the kindest things to say. And thank you for the support. Thank you for always saying nice things. And she was getting a little emotional. And I'm like, I understand. I know. It was the unspoken. I knew exactly what she was going to say. But I guess Gianna, she could, I think, have another year, but she's not. She's going to, I believe, optometry school.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. But it was just that was one of the biggest bummers, is not getting her to see her do one last floor routine. They did show for her and Cassie though. They showed on the screen, on the big screen, a floor routine or a bar vault or something, whatever, a last routine to honor them.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So they did show that on the screen, which was really cool. But I mean, it was still such a bummer.
Yeah, because we've seen one every meet. I mean, we have seen a floor routine from Gianna every meet. So
yeah,
when they said I was expecting it when she didn't compete. I was like, oh, and they said she got hurt, and then
yeah.
But
such the kindest words from her mother. Her mother's the sweetest human.
And apparently, you've had closure. You've closed it out right.
I did. So they get their plaques with their leotards and all that, and me and Taylor walked upstairs. She was the meet directing at every Eastern meet, and so we walked upstairs and talked to Katie and sat down, had food, talked to we talked to Sam, Sam's husband, and had just a little senior end of the season thing with all of everybody. And I saw Ella taking photos with all her family and her sister and everything with her plaque. And then all of a sudden they were almost done, and I literally mid conversation with people got up and ran over there. I'm like, wait, I need a photo. It's only right. And they said that they did the same thing. They're like, it is only right. Exactly. So I took a photo with her and her big plaque and Leo plaque. And yes, so I've come to terms with the fact that there will be no more Ella Chamati at Eastern. And, after, this, I'm come to terms with that because, I have announced for every year she was in college, plus photo videoed all of her level 10 gymnastics career except for at state meet because you can't video Ella at state meet, not till nationals, in the club realm. They're a little superstitious, but so I've literally watched her grow up from a little itty bitty to the senior you see now. So I had to close it out with a photo because it felt right. It felt right.
Good.
It was a beautiful thing.
Glad you had closure.
To see her go.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to get some. I had my closure.
We did have Alabama, Michigan this week. Podium, first time for women's gymnastics on the podium in Chrysler. Not the first time gymnastics in Chrysler. The men have hosted 2 NCAAs there, but definitely the first time for women. It was cool to see. It's exactly the same setup, so it wasn't something new. It was the exact same way that they'll set it up for guys in the week after that. But obviously the equipment will be different. But that was cool. But, first time this year, Kim, out there with the camera as a photographer, in the podium in Chrysler. What was that like for you?
Very tight. So I'm interested to see. There's no boxes up yet, but there will be boxes.
Oh, there will be. Yep.
There will be boxes. But oh my God, it was tight in there. So I'm interested to see where these boxes are going to go. But it was very cool to see it on podium because they've never done that before. So that was very cool. I enjoyed it.
I know. I like the pictures and some of the video of Paul and Raina's dad and brother showing off their skills on the floor.
Oh my
That was
God, they
cool
were
to
doing
see.
scales and like leg holds and something.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
was
cool.
I was way far away. But Lloyd jumped up on the podium and took a better photo. So I don't know if he's going to post that somewhere, but he took a better photo of them, like more head on, like mine. You kind of have him cut off, but it was so funny. And her family, her family and Paul are like the cutest people. They are all like the same height. They are just the most itty bitty family. They are adorable. So they're adorable. And then Paul too. And then his senior night was the night after. So it was like it was just a thing.
Yeah, he nailed his high bar routine. It was awesome. That was so cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So many pictures. Kim has shown me many of them. Hopefully she'll post them now that she remembers our password to our college Instagram.
Yeah, I could not remember that password for the life of me. So now that I know it, I will do that today. It's on my list of things. Now I do have a photo Instagram though. So at KDow_Brown photography on Instagram.
There you go. Go follow her Instagram page for her great photos. But yeah, we look forward to a lot more as Kim might just be making an appearance at Big Tens with her camera.
I might be.
This week. So we'll look forward to that. NIU versus CMU. We're going to run through this a little bit too. NIU has, like I said, great skills, but they need to work on their form on bars. It's sad because there's a lot of bent knees and flexed feet. Hopefully they can work on that, especially going into MAC championships. But Katie and Aaliyah on bars, Katie Ferguson and Aaliyah Kelly. You are the new Natalie Hamp and Alyssa Alashari. They were big losses on bars, but these two will replace them just fine. For sure. It'll take a little bit, for them to get used to and doing and, that stuff, but they're both going to be awesome bar workers. And that definitely, those are two places that Northern has lost considerable amount of score potential because their form is gorgeous and their gymnastics is beautiful. So, look forward to that. Katie and Aaliyah, awesome job there. Talk about Aaliyah. Mono, when she started college, so she started her freshman year with mono. She had to work herself back. I love Aleena's quote, and I'm going to put it out there. Potential to go 4 for 4. Well, I hope so if she's competing all around. Just wanted to say that.
But keep in mind, I knew that things were going to change lineup-wise, so I was like, I knew
you didn't know if she was going to go, even though she did, right?
Right.
I get it. It was just funny. She goes, potential for 4 for 4. Well, I hope so if she's doing all around. But no, awesome to see her in the all around, especially since she had been sick. Another one that isn't doing a full in. She's doing a double pike, but she's out there competing all 4 events after mono. Ava Boots, so impressed in her senior year. Awesome vault floor. Love watching her. I won a shirt, Kim. Press to perfection. That was my favorite quote of Alita's. Press to perfection. Make sure you press those beam landings and finish press to perfection. And bar dismounts. I loved it. So we may need a shirt that says press to perfection.
We just might.
We might. Hannah Applegate. Whoa, I just mixed that one up. Bars, take 2. I put this in the opening. I mean, can we just take the best of the two? That second routine was gorgeous. Double layout, perfect form, stuck the crap out of that landing.
Wait, why did she do 2 routines?
Because she missed her first one and she had to go back up and repeat to get all the bonus. She missed her.
Gotcha.
And so she goes up and she nailed it. I said, take 2. Let's take the 2.
Okay, I understand.
Dawson Sally, we are not talking enough about. We have talked about her, but we're not talking enough about her. She deserves more credit.
That's like the first person I told Aleena to talk to. She's
her front double full front tuck, gorgeous. And then the back Rudy back full is not getting enough attention. That pass does not get enough attention at all. It's awesome. And then she wraps it all up with the performance that I know Kim has talked about many times. It's just fun to watch. And Dawson Sally, please, if you watch NIU, you need to watch Dawson when it comes to floor. It is just
I think
awesome.
she's saving her best for this week.
Well,
I
good.
do.
Hopefully she
Last
does.
week was like, in a sense, like even in just the arena in general, like I feel like everybody kind of had that attitude as a great warm-up. Yep. I kept saying this is a great warm-up.
Great warm-up for MAC championships. They're getting used to the arena. They're getting ready.
I truly meant it. I mean,
yes.
I can see that, like, especially for athletes like Dawson, she's phenomenal. But I think this week we're going to see her
Yeah,
you know.
see it, but just one of those athletes we're not talking enough about, and that floor routine's great. And then Jersey competing beam and sinking it to the cha-cha slide. That was awesome. Like that whole side choreography, she literally is doing the cha-cha slide, and I was like, yes, please more. Cha-cha slide. Make sure when Jersey up, because it's their home arena. Make sure when Jersey's up on beam at MAC Championships, the cha-cha slide comes on the arena music. So unless there's a floor routine going on, obviously you can't do that. But I just thought that was hilarious. Like she heard the music. I don't know if that was her music that she's using this year. I don't remember, or it just happened to be, and she just was listening. But it fit the cha-cha slide, so that was phenomenal. I loved it.
That's amazing.
Loved it.
That's amazing that you picked up on that.
Yeah, I loved it. No D2-3 athletes this week because they were on hiatus as they're getting ready for their national championships. But we will have some highlights from D3 nationals next week, as we do have some alums competing in that competition. We'll either have it here on the pod or on our socials. So check that out. Speaking of our socials, we of course have the R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. All of our content's posted there. Kim's pictures that she'll take 4,000 or more this weekend, I'm sure.
It'll be way more. I took 4,000 of the last meet alone.
So, they won't all go up. Cross your fingers. She'll try.
I'm getting better. Be quiet.
But our podcast is posted there. Videos are the 10-0 from Helen Hugh. Check that out. Region 5 College Salute on podcast. College Salute podcast on Instagram, the R5 College Salute on YouTube. That's where some segments of our podcast, our video goes. Check out all our antics on the podcast, weekly routines and some extra content. And we also have had our D3 athlete of the week videos up there as well. So check that out. R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram and the R5 College Salute on YouTube. All right. So they did that.
Or didn't.
UCLA versus Utah. Did you see Jordan on beam? No, we did not. But we did see Micah Webster-Logan, and she nailed it. That athlete is a consistent team player. That she will do everything and anything you need her to do, and I love watching her. I'm so impressed with her as a freshman.
Absolutely.
The number of athletes that she has on that team that she is beating out in lineups to do gymnastics is phenomenal, and it's just awesome. Great to see. Avery Neff is not human. She is not human. She is not human. She's
like a superhero.
Your Chinkle 1.5. How? On two ankles that were basically broken. How? Front full. We just pulled tricks out of our bag. I mean, we don't even do this. So all of a sudden we do a front full. We used to do the Rudy layout step out. That's how she got hurt.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, just pull it out. And then the full layout, full out, stuck cold. Gorgeous.
Oh my God, so good. Like, who are you, Avery Neff?
McKenna Smith, the half on front pike textbook.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful vault. And her gymnastics, her hair, everything just stands out on that team. Like, she stands out on that team. That big poof thing, it made me remind me of the 1980s when I was watching it. Ella Zerbis, skull anatomy. Apparently, she does skull anatomy. She does her anatomy before she does floor. Awesome. Can't say that I ever did homework in a meet, but great to see that.
That was a Ken Hub test that she was doing. I give those to my students at SVSU.
There was no help in that one. You literally had to know your anatomy of the skull because it was just lines and the skull.
We don't know your anatomy of the skull?
Well, and now I don't remember most of it, but I'm sure I could have filled that out back in school as an exercise science major. However, I can't probably do it anymore. But just the fact that she's doing that during the meet, I never would have done that.
Hey. Whatever relaxes you. Some people like to do. Some people need Sudoku. Some people need to just sit down. Some people need to scream. She literally needs to do math homework.
Before the meet, if we had a long period of time because I couldn't study, I hated it. I would do Legos. I'd build Legos, but I wouldn't do it on the meet.
Of course you would. I feel like that's so correct.
Yes, I wouldn't do it in the meet though. The Leo unclipped before she competes, pulling the Leo before her last pass to release that tension on her. All these things that I've done for her floor anxiety. Keep doing it because you keep hitting floor routines for 9.9, so all the power to it. But that skull anatomy sheet was hysterical when they put, and they kept focusing on that.
Speaking of leotard, that Leo was amazing, BT dub, and it was designed by the Olympians. It was called Tokyo. It was perfect.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Yeah.
There's your tidbit of information for today.
Okay, now we're gonna have to have a discussion, and I'm gonna talk about this one more time, and then hopefully people will understand. The difference between the Kaz and the Tsuk full. So everyone knows, because I know it's been on the Instagrams and the social medias. Sophia Rice, from West Virginia. No, Pitt, West Virginia. I can't remember now.
One of those schools that was at that quad.
She went 9.975 for a very nice layout cause. It was very, very nice. But of course, it was called a Tsuk full, and everyone, when she posted it, people are sharing it. Planet of Gymnastics, Hannah posted it, Tsuk full, everyone's Tsuk full. It is not
just like Cassie's.
Yes, it is not a Tsuk full. It is a cause. And I talked about Nyla Aguano from Georgia. If you watch her vault, you have to see the back and then immediately the stomach, or the stomach and then immediately the back, if it's going to be a Tsuk full. Okay, so when you come on, if you continue and you still see the same body part, so if you come on the table and you see her stomach and you continue to see her stomach through the first half of the full, that is a cause. If you see her stomach and then you see her back immediately, that's a Tsuk full. Very easy to decide. Now, it's hard sometimes when you're watching it live, but if you put it back in slow motion, you can tell. So, cause, you see the same body part, front or back, stomach or back, the entire time into the first half. If it's her opposite, stomach on, back into the twist, it's a Tsuk full. That's how you can determine the difference between the two.
So
hopefully that is understandable.
West Virginia. Because I remember this
so West Virginia
from the first meeting.
Yes.
So Aleena, when you're commentating for Max, Cassie St. Clair does a cause.
And Cassie does a cause. Do not call it a Tsuk 1.5 because it's not. It's a cause half. That is true. But it is a cause vault. So I understand 100%. It's hard to tell, especially how fast it moves. If you're not 100% sure, just say cause, because 90%, maybe 95% of them are causes no matter what they do. Tsuk full is very hard to do. We have lots of fun commentary quotes from Ohio State. I know Lexi said this because of the fact that she's an Ohio State Buckeye.
I know, it's so funny.
but the fact she talked about everyone was in blue. She couldn't tell what teams were which because they were all in blue. And she goes, they were surrounded. I know, they weren't all.
But they weren't all in blue, but yeah.
But also, I think somebody had mentioned, he had mentioned like, oh, well, Kent State's got the best blue or something. And that
I don't like those Kent State Leos.
Yeah, that's the one.
Out of all the Kent State Leos, because they have phenomenal Leos, and
they do, but I don't like that one.
No, that's
the our favorite, right, Kim?
Yeah, the velvet one.
Yeah, that's the one I always see. That's the one I always see because that's the one they wear to Northern every time they compete there. Every time, so that's the only
and I wish they would wear that Leo to Eastern because that's my favorite.
The dark horse rising for her team, the dark horse rising wasn't Grace at first, but she does say it for Grace. She said dark horse rising about 4 times, and I'm like, a dark horse rising, interesting.
Well, I heard it on bars during talking about Grace about saying she's the dark horse rising and coming in clutch.
Yeah, I'll agree with what she's trying to say because, like I said, Grace is killing it. But it was funny because I'm like, dark horse rising, wow. But she said that a few times during the meet. The male commentator loved to call our wonderful gymnast players the whole time. And I'm not really sure why Lexi didn't say, we don't play gymnastics, so I'm not really sure what the players. She was way too nice. She should have said something about that. They're gymnasts, they're athletes, they're competitors, they're something. They're not players because we don't play anything. We don't play.
No.
I wish we could play, but we don't play.
If it was Brent saying it, I would get right in there.
We do need to work on our English just a little bit. Stuck after stuck is really not very proper English. Maybe stuck landing after stuck landing or stick after stick, but stuck after stuck, not. The pit gymnast who has the absolutely huge pike front half off bars. I'm sorry, I missed your name, and I was trying, couldn't really tell because they didn't tell your names, and I couldn't go by the scores to see who it is. If we figure it out before this podcast is over, we'll say it and state it, but that pike front half was enormous. Loved it. Olivia Gunta. Got to see Olivia compete, vault 9.75, and she exhibition floor. Her whip half Rudy last pass is my favorite tumbling pass of all of gymnastics, and she's done it well, and I'm glad she's still doing it because phenomenal. Riley Guevara from OSU, double front, full front tuck, another beautiful one. Gorgeous front, double full front tuck. That pass is becoming really popular in college gymnastics, and it's not easy. It is a hard tumbling pass. Jojo Vargas exhibition floor routine. But awesome. She did 2 Rudies, and that's what she did. I was just like, what were you supposed to do? Because, I mean, I know you do a front double full, and I think she does a Rudy layout step out, if I'm not mistaken. But she did 2 Rudies, and I was like, okay, but last routine out there, you're not doing floor this year, so I guess you just want to get out there. But I was like, what? Okay. Not sure what she was supposed to do, unless that's what she was supposed to do. Yeah, the social media of Aleena Joins beam routine.
Oh my God, the winking. I love the winking. I mean, I have photos of the winking when she was at LIU. It's the winking. Like, how much confidence do you have to just keep winking through your beam routine?
Right. She never even looks at the beam. She's looking on the sides. Like, she's not doing Sam's way of doing balance beam. She's not listening to Sam. Eyes on the beam. Eyes on the end of the beam. Nope,
no, she
eyes.
doesn't need to. She's like, here, and here, and here, and here, and here.
Crazy.
She never looks at the beam.
No. So at Big Ten's, what floor routine will we see Chase Campbell do?
I don't freaking know, and I can't wait to find out. Because listen, they wore the Black Panther leotard, but with some UCLA blue, which, hello, fire as hell. And then she did the throwback Black Panther floor routine. The week before, she did the freshman viral floor routine. Shea Campbell, what are you going to do this week? And I'm going to be there. I will be at the 5 p.m. session for sure. I can't wait.
No, I was just like, wow, another one. What, are we just going to go through all of our routines? What are we doing?
Might as well. Let's take it back to level 10 nationals. Who knows, Shea Campbell? I love you.
All right. Well, we got to wrap this thing up because it's a long podcast this week. So week 12 is coming up. Region 5 University lineup presented by Full Out Recruiting. And of course, Full Out Recruiting, they are focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals with resources and guidance to athletes, coaches, and parents through their college recruiting process. They go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for sponsoring the College Salute podcast and your continued support for the Region 5 media platform. Week 12 is conference championship week. And of course, we always, because the majority of our alums are there in the Big Ten and the MAC championships. That's where most of our scores or all of our lineup scores will come from. But we will find Region 5 alum highlights from the other conferences. We will be watching all championships. I'm sure somehow, some way we'll see them. But the Big Ten championships, Kim will hopefully be at for at least the last session, but maybe the middle session, we'll see. And then we know that Aleena will be live at MAC championships, and we'll be looking forward to that. Week 11 awards, MVP of the week. And I am going with Aaliyah Kelly. I was impressed that she's doing all around, and that bar routine, that layout, full out, stuck landing, and the fact that she is literally doing gymnastics post mono in the way she's doing it. Aaliyah Kelly, you are my MVP of week 11.
Agree.
Mine is Carly Rutzel with that vault because, oh my God, yes.
All right, we had quite a few slays this week. So a laundry list of good college stick, stay, and slays.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Yes.
Carly Rutzel on vault because she stuck. She stayed. She slayed, of course. Caitlin Grimes vault. Hello. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Keely Collier off bars because all the things we said earlier, it was just so many things. Trinity Macy, who is at Pitt, but she's a former Eastern Michigan gymnast, but she's now at Pitt in her 5th year. She stuck her double layout off on even bars and just craziness ensued. And then, of course, Aaliyah Kelly with that, with her full out, stuck. Grace Walker. Now, see, listen. Grace Walker, she's stuck. And then she did a real honest-to-God college salute before that slaying.
She did. And yeah. I don't know if you saw the social media because we didn't watch this meet at all. Reese Samuelson from Western Michigan got a deduction because she did not hold. She went double layout stick, college salute, turned to the judge. And she posted on her social media, she said, I don't care, deduction or not. I was in the moment or something like that. So
I love it.
But at MAC Championships, Reese, stay there. Stay.
Yeah.
Just stay. I do have to give Nyla a slay. Thank you for giving me, Nyla, an example of what an actual Tsuk full was. Appreciate that. So that's my slay, just because you slayed that you gave me the correct vault to use in my analysis. So yep, lots of great gymnastics again in week 11. Aleena, thank you for joining us. I'm hopefully you enjoyed your first experience on the College Salute
of course.
podcast, and hopefully maybe many more. We definitely will. You will be back with us next week, obviously, to talk Max. But maybe during regionals, you can join us for regionals. We got lots to do. You have to then pick up your lineup, though. We do our brackets, and we pick our brackets, and Jason
Him and I
loses all the
bracket
time,
last year.
and I lose on the play-ins. It's fine. It's the way it is. So look forward to college championship weekend and more Region 5 alum gymnastics here on the College Salute podcast.
We know you enjoy our podcast, because why wouldn't you? And want more people to find out how awesome it is, because it is. So please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the Region 5 Insider podcast. Thanks again to Full Out Recruiting for your continued support, as well as all of our listeners. We could not do this without your support. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with our R5 alums all season long.
Thanks again for joining us for Week 11 recap. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and start watching and listening to us. And of course, follow our IG page to keep up the support for our alums. It's Conference Championship Week, and we will have all the action from Max and Big Tens and more. Oh, and Aleena will join us again, as we mentioned, and we continue our spine-saving coverage of our Region 5 alums. No more big spine breaking. Talk to you next week. Follow, like, and subscribe. Peace out. Region 5.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.